Hello everyone, I hope you are fit and fine. Today, in this video session, we are going to see the remaining part of The Happy Prince. The Happy Prince is a short story written by Oscar Wilde, who was an Anglo-Irish playwright, novelist, poet, and critic as well. He is regarded as one of the greatest playwrights of the Victorian era. In his lifetime, he wrote so many plays, one novel, and numerous poems and short stories, and essays as well. So, yesterday we have discussed that how the statue of Prince requested the swallow to stay with him for one day, and swallow accepted the request of this prince. And now, without wasting the time, we're going to see the next part of The Happy Prince. So let's see the next paragraph here. So the swallow took the great red jewel from the prince's waist and flew away with it over the roofs of the town. Because let me remind you once again that previously we had discussed that now Happy Prince is able to see the sufferings of the people, and now he would like to help each and every needy person in his city. And one day he saw that one of the women who was by profession a tailor, and his small boy was terribly ill, and of course she don't have the enough money to cure his son. And now the statue had decided to help the woman, and so he requested the swallow to take the red jewel from his waist. And after his instruction, the swallow was ready to took the great red jewel from the prince's waist and flew away with it over the roofs of the town. He passed the palace and heard the sound of dancing. So when he passed the palace, that time he heard the voice of, or he heard the sound of dancing. The bird passed over the river and flew and flew. So the bird passed the river and flew and flew. Flew means this is the past form of fly. तो उड़ते उड़ते swallow कहाँ पे पहुंची? Let's see. At last he came to the poor little house and looked inside. The boy was lying on the bed and the mother was asleep. She was so tired. Why she was so tired? The reason is very clear. Due to her hard work, due to the whole day's work, she was tired and she was asleep now. When the swallow reached there, and the little boy was lying on the bed, he flew in and put the great red jewel on the table. So what he did? The swallow bird वो उड़ते उड़ते वहां पे उस घर में पहुंचा और उसने जो ग्रेट रेड ज्वेल है तो वो कहाँ पे रखा? उनके घर के टेबल पे रखा. Then he flew round the bed, moving the air around the boy's face with his wings. And when he put the jewel on the table, after that the swallow flew round the bed, moving the air around the boy's face with his wings. So that time boy said, "Oh," said the boy, "my face does not feel so hot because now the swallow gives some fresh air to this particular boy." And due to that, boy felt very happy, and he said that my face does not feel so hot now. I think I'm getting better. So of course this is a ray of hope for this boy, and he assumed himself that now he's getting better, and he fell asleep. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince. So, after getting the fresh air, now the boy fell asleep. वो सो गया. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and said, "It is strange. It is strange," the swallow said. "It is very cold, but I feel quite warm." "That is because you have done a good thing," said the prince. "The swallow bird is also feeling warm. He's now not feeling the cold of the winter season. And now why he's feeling happy, why he's feeling warm, the reason is very clear, because he had done a good kind of the thing for the others. And whenever we had done something for the others, we will get the happiness." The little swallow fell asleep, and the little swallow, due to the work, he fell he fell asleep. So here we have one question we need to discuss. That is, why had the swallow felt warm? So just now I have told you the answer, that swallow felt warm because he had done something for the other. And whenever you had done something for the others, definitely you felt very happy and warm. So after this day, what happened? Let's see. So in the next paragraph, let's see what happened on the next day. When day came, the swallow flew down to the river for a bath. So the swallow went to the river to take a bath. A clever man saw him. So one of the clever man saw him, and he said to himself, "That is very unusual." He said, unusual means this is very rare, that that kind of bird here in winter. I must write that down. It means this clever man know it very well that swallow is a migratory bird, and in this season you will not get a glimpse of the swallow in this area. But this is unusual thing he had just seen, and he thought like that he should write down something about this. And that time the swallow said to himself, "I will go to Egypt tonight." So he had decided that he will go to Egypt that night. So thought the swallow. When the moon came up, he flew back to the happy prince. So now he went to the happy prince once again, and he said to him, "Can I do anything for you in Egypt?" He said. So now he told him to the statue that he is now going where? To the Egypt. So, little bird, said the prince, "please will you stay with me for one more night?" So now once again the statue requested the swallow to stay with him for one more night. So he said to him, "My friends are waiting for me," answered the bird. "Far away across the city," said the prince, "I can see a young writer in a little room at the top of a house. He is sitting at a table that is covered with papers." So now this prince had seen one more person who was suffered a lot, and this person by profession is a writer who was sitting in a little room at the top of his house. He's sitting at a table that is covered with papers. It means now he is writing something. At his side there are some dead flowers. He is trying to finish a story, but he is very cold and he cannot write. There is no fire in the room, and he is weak and hungry. So the condition of this particular writer is not good. And now the statue had decided to help the writer. In what way he will help him, we will see in the next paragraph. But before that, let me clear you that when he had seen the condition of the writer, his condition was not good. He had seen that he was sitting at a table, and at the corner of the table he had seen the dead flowers, and this person is trying to finish a story, but he was unable to complete his story. Why? The reason is very clear: because he was weak and hungry. It means he is not having enough food in his home. He don't have enough money to purchase the grocery in his home or for his home. So this is very bad condition of the writer. So here we have total two questions: that what surprised the clever man. So here this clever man was surprised when he had seen this migratory bird, that is swallow, at the riverside, because in this season it's not possible to see the glimpse of such kind of the migratory bird. And so he was surprised, he was astonished. The second question here is, why was the writer unable to complete his story? So why he was unable to complete his story? Because the writer was feeling very cold, weak and hungry. There was no fire in his room. Due to all these reasons, he was unable to complete his story. So let's see what happened now. So in the next paragraph, the swallow said, "I will wait with you for one more night," said the swallow kindly. Now this time also the swallow is ready to help the prince. And he said to him that I will wait with you for one more night. What shall I take to him? Now he's asking the question that what kind of the things I should take from you to give this writer. Take him one of my eyes, said the prince. So now the prince, or the statue of the prince, requested the swallow to take out his one of the eye and give that eye to the writer. They are made of beautiful blue stones. The young man can sell it and buy wood and food. So why he requested the swallow to take his eye? Because in his eyes there were beautiful blue stones were there, and with the help of this blue stone the young man, or the writer, is able to sell that blue stone to someone, and he can buy wood and food for himself. He can finish his story as well. So with this money he can finish his story as well. When he will get the enough food and the shelter in good condition, definitely he will finish his story. Take out your eye, dear prince, said the swallow. It means now swallow is feeling very sad for the prince, because to take out the eye of someone is not a good kind of the sign. And the swallow said, I cannot do that. And he began to cry. Why he began to cry? Why swallow began to cry? The reason is very clear. Because if he is taking the eye of the statue of the prince, he will be blind. And that is very difficult for the statue to see around the condition of his people. And now swallow began to cry. But still prince requested him do it. So the swallow took out the prince's eye and flew away to the young man's room. But here the prince was not ready to listen, and he requested the swallow to take out his eye. And of course, now he took the eye of the statue and he went to the house of that writer. It was easy to get in because there was a hole in the roof. Roof means ceiling. So उसका जो छत था तो वहां पे एक बड़ा सा होल था, and due to that, it's very easy for the swallow to get into the house of the writer. The young man was sitting with his head in his hands, so he did not hear the bird's wings. So now this young man was suffered a lot. He was feeling disappointed because he don't have enough food in his stomach or belly, and due to that this young man was sitting with his head in his hands, and so he did not hear the bird's wings. When he looked up, a beautiful blue swell was lying on the dead flowers. सो व्हेन ही लुक्ड अप, जब उसने आंखें खोली या जब उसने उठकर देखा, तो उसके सामने एक सुंदर सा ब्लू ज्वेल उसे फूलों, जो फूल वहां पे गिरे थे मुरझाए हुए, तो उनमें उसे एक ब्यूटीफुल ब्लू ज्वेल दिखा. Someone likes my story, he cried happily. So he was extremely happy. This is the ecstasy moment for him, and he thought himself that someone liked his stories, and maybe someone gave him this precious gift. And he said that he cried happily, "This is a gift from someone who has read my books. Now I can finish writing this story." Now, this young writer is very happy because he got the gift from someone who has read his books. But of course, this is not the reality. Who gave the gift to him? This gift was given by this statue, the statue of Happy Prince. And here we have one question we need to discuss, that is, what did the writer conclude when he saw the blues well? So, when the writer saw the blues well, he concluded that it was a gift from someone who had read and liked his books. So, after this, let's see what happened. So, on the next day, the swallow flew down to the river once again. So, after helping the young writer, next day the swallow flew down to the river. He watched the seamen working on the ships. "I'm going to Egypt," he cried, but no one listened to him. So now he's very happy that at last he's going to Egypt. And that time when he reached to the riverside, he watched that seamen working on the ships. When the moon came up, he flew back to the happy prince. So now this is the time to say goodbye to this statue, and he went to say goodbye to the happy prince. "I have come to say goodbye to you," he said. That time, once again, this statue requested him, little bird," said the prince, "please will you stay with me for one more night?" "It is winter," answered the swallow. "The snow will soon come." Now the swallow is in tension. The swallow is in tension. Why? Because now snowy season will start, and this is very difficult for him to stay here in this condition, in this weather. So now once again the statue requested this small tiny bird to stay with him for one more night. But he said, "Dear prince, I must leave you, but I will never forget you." So he now decided to go to Egypt as early as possible, and he said that, "I will never forget you." मैं तुम्हें कभी भी नहीं भूलूंगा. A little girl, in Egypt, the sun is warm and the trees are green. So why you would like to go there? Because in the winter season, for this migratory bird, it's not possible to survive in such kind of the atmosphere. And due to that, he said that in the Egypt, the sun is warm, sunny season is there, and trees were green, and due to that I should get there as early as possible. Dear prince, I must leave you, but I will never forget you. A little girl is standing there in the square below. She is selling eggs. Her eggs have fallen on the ground and they are broken. So now, with one eye, this statue saw the condition of one of the small girl. And what happened with girl? That she was the seller of the eggs, and from her hand all the eggs fall down and they were broken. She has no money to take home. Her father will hit her, and if she will not get any money, his father will definitely hit her. So, due to that, he said that take out my other eye and give it to her. I will stay with you for one more night, said the swallow. But I cannot take out your other eye. You will not be able to see. Now, this is a critical situation for the swallow because now Prince is requested to take out his other eye as well, and if he will take the other eye, he will be totally blind. The statue will be totally blind. After that, he will definitely not able to see the things around him, and due to that, swallow said, I will never do this thing, and I will never take out your other eye because you will be blind after that. So here we have one question, that why did the swallow wish to go to Egypt? So of course in this area it was winter and it would soon begin snowing. The swallow would not be able to bear this cold weather. So he wished to go to Egypt where the sun was warm and the leaves were green. So this is the answer of this particular question. So now we will see that whether this swallow will take out the other eye of the statue or not. In the next video, we will see the condition of statue after giving the other eye to this little girl. So thank you everyone for watching my videos. Stay home, stay safe, stay tuned.